offering our next inductee into the Hall of Fame. He's class of 1971's Rick Massena. Rick's family here tonight. His wife Sheila is with us. Rick's son Garth, and I believe newlywed. Is that right, Suzanne? Yes, nice. Congratulations. Daughter Alexis and Jordan Searles. Also, his sister Lynn is here with Mike. Vicky is here with Joe. Rick's mother Jeanette is here, and father-in-law Beulah and Larry Trippenny are also here. And Rick's induction will be accepted by Garth Lane. Class of 1971's Rick Slaney was a three-sport athlete for the Red Raiders of Massena. In the fall, he was a standout on the gridiron as a lineman on the varsity football team. During his junior and senior seasons, he was named All-Northern for his play on both sides of the football. In the winter, Rick was the guy matches came down to as he wrestled in the unlimited spot. He amassed a four-year record of 45 wins against just 5 losses. In his senior year, he was co-captain for one of Al Nicola's first teams. Rick had completed an undefeated regular season with a record of 12 wins and no losses. The only loss in his senior campaign came in the overtime of the sectional final. He and his teammates from that wrestling team of 1971 season were recognized for their achievements and were inducted into the Hall of Fame last year in 2012. In the spring, he turned to the track where he completed in the discus and the shot events. In his senior year, he was once again named the team captain. As you look at Rick's accolades, there's a common theme in all of Rick Slaney's accomplishments during his high school years, which is that of him being a leader, being named captain of a number of athletic teams, as well as being a leader in academics, where he was class vice president and involved in numerous clubs, including the National Honor Society. Upon his graduation from Massena Central, Rick received an appointment to West Point. We welcome Rick Slaney to the Massena Athletic Hall of Fame.
Good evening to the Hall of Fame Committee, Massena Central High School, fellow inductees, coaches, family, and friends. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to stand here tonight and accept this award. This is tough on us tonight, but only because we knew it was going to be tough for Rick. He was a very humble man and truly believed he was not worthy of this award. When he received the news he was being inducted, he said to me, "Honey, they have the wrong guy." So, who is the right guy? I know I speak for myself and our family, but we all believe you do have the right guy. Rick loves sports, and whether it was sports, work, or family, he gave it his all. He played football, wrestled, and ran track while at Massena Central High School and was very proud to be a Red Raider. He believed that there was no I in team and felt that the success in sports was due to excellent coaches and devoted teammates. He shared many memories about his high school and college sports with our family, and we felt pride while listening to those stories. Rick went on to wrestle at West Point until a knee injury ended his wrestling career. Loving athletics, he felt it was now time to end and join the judo team. Giving it his all once again, he went on to be ranked 3rd in the nation. He played rugby in the Army and was when his commitment was completed, he moved back to Massena, took a job at Alcoa, again, not ready to give up sports, played for the Alcoa softball team. He also played for the Massena Warriors and was part of the several Slope Ridge softball teams. He coached our kids in soccer and passed on the motto to them, "There's no I in team." Like I said, he loves sports. Thank you again for allowing us the honor and the privilege to accept his award tonight. I know he's looking down on all of us, shaking his head, and with the grin we all knew and loved, saying we got the wrong guy. Thank you.
Our next candidate for induction will be offered up by Mr. Joe McCauley. He is the class of 1992's Jay Lava. Tonight with Jay, we have his parents, Fred and Sue. We have grandparents, Jack and Muriel Freeney. We have Uncle Bob. With Uncle Bob is Joyce. We have Andrew and Kathy Hart. We have cousins Jeff, Gina Lava, and Jim Lava. Come on up, folks.
Jay Lava was a four-year athlete at Massena High School, graduating in 1992. He was an outstanding running back on the JV and varsity football teams and an outstanding short distance runner on the varsity track team. Jay's career on the football field started as a member of the 1988 freshman football team. He moved on to the JV team in 1989 and then in 1990 and 91 as a member of the varsity football team, where he excelled as a running back. Jay was selected to the All-NAC football team in his junior and senior years. In 1991, he was the leading rusher, averaging over 10.7 yards per carry at one point in the season. He had a leading 13 yards per carry. He was selected as the 1991 Cole Mike Milliga Award winner, which is given to the most valuable varsity football player. In the spring, Jay moved on to the oval track to showcase his running abilities. His most successful seasons were in 1991 and 92. In the summer of 1990 and 91, he qualified for the Empire State Games in the 100-meter and 200-meter races. Also in 1991 and 92, he qualified for the state meet in the 100-meter and 200-meter races. At the 1992 Van Dusen, he broke the 100-meter record with a time of 11 seconds flat, tied the 200-meter record at 22.4 seconds flat, and was voted the top male runner for the 1992 Van Dusen track meet. Jay was also voted the top male performer in 1992 by the NAC track officials. For his outstanding performance on the Massena football field and track, we welcome Jay Lava to the Massena Central Hall of Fame.
First, I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for all their hard work and allowing me to be here today. It's a great honor to be recognized for my athletic accomplishments while attending school. I'd also like to thank my friends and family and coaches, many who are here today attending and sharing this moment with me. Most of all, I'd like to thank my parents, Fred and Sue Lava, without all of your support, encouragement, and pushed me to be my best, which I've been able to achieve all that I did. Thank you. This award is for you. Thank you.
Our next candidates are being offered for induction by Mr. Joel Nicola. They are the Scruggs twins in no particular order. Just wanted to throw that out there. First, from the class of 1999, is Candace Scruggs. us tonight is her fiance John and daughter Grace. Come on up, guys. Parents Carl and Ruth are here with us. Grandmother Elsie. Brother Carl is here. Sisters Laura and Jen. Brother-in-law Tom and niece Audrey.
Candace was a three-sport athlete, 4 years as a Red Raider, competing in soccer, indoor track, and spring track. In 1995, Candace started on the JV team, winning the JV Defensive Player Award, and was brought up to the varsity team for playoffs in 1996, on the team that went on to become the Section 10 Class A champions. In 1997, she was awarded the Autumn Leaves Invitational Defensive MVP. Was honored by the National Consortium for Girls Soccer. Received first team NAC in Watertown Times and Red Raider Defensive Goal MVP. In 1998, she was a member of Autumn Leaves and Parisville Invitational Alternative Teams. She was also awarded both Section 10 and Watertown Times First Team All-Award, Section 10 and Red Raider Defensive MVP. This is an I think it means MVP. In 1996, 1997, and 1998, and 1999, Candy competed in the 600-meter, high jump, triple jump, 2-mile, and mile relays, having her best year in 1998 by leading the team in the high jump and tying the school record in the 600 meters. She competed in the spring of 1996, 97, 98, and 99 in the high jump, long jump, triple jump, 4,000 meter, 1,600 meter relay, and the 3,200 meter. In 1996, she received first place at the Malone Invitational. In 97, she was the first place medalist in the Malone Invitational in the 400 meter and the 1,600 meter relays. Acquired Massena Central High School's second place school record for the 3,200 meter relay and second place class record for the 400 meters. She also received the Raider Merit. In 1998, she was the team captain and MCHS MVP. For all 4 years and in all 3 sports, Candace was an NAC All-Academic All-Northern and a member of the New York State Scholar Athlete Team. Welcome to Massena Central High School Hall of Fame, Candace Frog.
Trying to get out of the speech, but not much to say, but thank you to the committee, thank you to all my coaches, especially thank you to my family, my parents. They sat through a lot of cold soccer games and boring track meets, so it was all worth it. And then I couldn't have done this without obviously my sister. She pushed me in all my sports and made me a better player and a better person. So thank you.
Laura was a three-sport athlete: soccer, indoor track, and spring track. In soccer, Laura led the offense for the Raiders, was named the unsung hero in 1995 as a JV, and then moved to the varsity team for 3 years. In 1996, she was named the Autumn Leaves Tourney MVP for offense, first team All-Northern, Red Raider offensive MVP, 17 goals and 6 assists, and was named the Watertown Times All-Northern Honorable Mention. In 1998, her senior year, she was named both the Autumn Leaves offensive MVP and the tournament MVP. All-turning team Parrishville Invitational, first team All-Northern, Red Raider offensive MVP, 19 goals, 7 assists. Watertown Times All-Northern second team, top 10 performers, along with being named the New York State Class A 6-team All-Star. All-State. All 3 years of varsity, her team won the Section 10 championship. In the indoor track, Laura competed for 4 years, 96, 97, 98, and 99, leading the team in the 1,500 meters in the long jump, while also competing in the triple jump, 2-mile relay, and the sprint relay. During the spring, she competed in the 800 meters, 1,500 meters, 1,600 meter relay, 3,200 meter relay, and the long jump for all 4 years. In 1996, she was awarded the sectional champ, first team All-Northern in the 1,500 meters. In 1997, she set NAC's fastest time for the 800 meters at the Bowling Invitational. Was a Section 10 champ. Was on the first team All-Northern in the 800 meters and recorded the second place school record for the 3,200 meter relay. In 1998, she was awarded Section 10 champ, first team All-Northern in the 800 meters, first medalist in the 800 meter at both Massena and Malone Invitational, Red Raider team MVP, and also competed for Section 10 in the New York State Championships in the 800 meter and 1,600 meter relays and the long jump. In 1999, she was team captain and Red Raider MVP. For all 4 years, in all 3 sports, Laura was an academic All-Northern and a member of the New York State Scholar Athlete team. So welcome to the Massena Hall of Fame, Laura Schwartz.
What she said, no. I want to thank all my coaches. I had an amazing experience at Massena High School. I guess looking back at the time, you probably just wanted to get out of Massena, but it was great. And such great coaches, Betty Roberts, Roy Bixby, Sandy Cook, Patrick Henry. I don't know if anyone here, but I want to thank all of them. I'd like to thank my family for showing up, like Ken said, for cold track meets, and my dad has thousands of hours of video of track meets. Thank my family, thank my sister, who's my best friend, and could have done it without her, because played anything and done it without her. Thank you.
Our next candidate for induction will be presented by Mr. George Driven. Our next candidate is class of 2002's Paige Truax Arset. Here with Paige tonight is her husband Joe, daughter Aliyah, nice, Aliyah, Parents Tony and Sherry, sister Lindsay and Blake are here. Uncle Steve and Brenda, we've seen them walking around. Uncle Danny, Jolene, grandparents Don and I'm going to get it wrong again, Lois are here. Carla Arset, Roger Blowers are also here.
Paige was a two-sport athlete for the Red Raiders. Starting her career as an eighth grader, she participated in both basketball and softball. As a sophomore player, Paige played 2 years on the JV team, and then while on the varsity squad, she was a starting third baseman for 3 straight years. In her junior year, she was selected as first team All-Northern, also first team All-North. As a varsity captain in her senior year, Paige was Section 10 MVP, Watertown Daily Times MVP, All-North, as well as the team MVP. On the basketball team, Paige played 2 years on the JV team and on the varsity squad for 3 years. In her junior year, she was selected as second team All-Northern. In her stellar senior year, Paige became the leader on and off the court as the captain of the team. On the court, she was recognized for many talents by receiving awards such as Section 10 MVP, Jan Reese finalist, Elks Team MVP, 4th Team All-State, Katie O'Shaughnessy Award, First Team All-North, Mel Bustler, Channel 7 News Athlete of the Week, and Massena Red Raider Athlete of the Year. In the words of Coach Bob Jordan, Paige was what every coach wishes for in a player: unlimited talent, unwavering dedication to her team, unending strive to get better, and a heart and mind that didn't stop on and off the floor. She was a true champion of the game, an exceptional representation of Massena athletics. After graduation, Paige continued to work hard in both sports at St. Lawrence University. Paige's selection to the Massena Hall of Fame is truly an accomplishment, and she's an outstanding role model for all our great athletes that have been part of the Massena Red Raider athletes. My pleasure to welcome Paige Truax Arset to the Massena Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank all the Hall of Fame committee and everyone who was involved with this weekend's event. I also wanted to thank my family for coming, all of them. I'm very honored to be part of the Hall of Fame. I have a lot of great memories from my years playing softball and basketball here in Massena. One thing I love about the athletic program in Massena is it's not just about having talent. They try to teach you valuable lessons like sportsmanship, just the basics of being on time, respect for others, just to name a few. Makes me very proud to call myself a Red Raider, and it's one of the reasons why I want to be able to give that back to the community, which is why I started coaching 6 years ago here. I've had 5 different coaches in my high school years, and I remember every one of them. Mr. Tripney, who coached me for JV softball, JV basketball, and he also helped out both varsity years that I played. Mr. Tripney basically watched me grow up and taught me along the way. One of the sayings I remember him always saying, that I actually use today, is, "I have broad shoulders, I can take it." He would tell us at the beginning of each season, which would let us know that we could talk to him for whatever reason. We wouldn't upset him, we wouldn't hurt his feelings. He wanted us to say what we had to say in an appropriate way. I still use that philosophy today with my own basketball players. Mr. McLennan was my varsity softball coach, and Mr. S was my assistant coach, who coincidentally I happened to be his co-worker for the last 3 years before he retired. Last but not least, Mr. Jordan, who was my basketball coach for varsity. He taught me not everything is black and white, and not everything can be fixed quickly. Sometimes people or situations need to be handled differently to get the results we were looking for, which was probably the guidance counselor that I'm talking. Let me tell you, that piece of information has come in handy numerous times, whether it was in my own classroom or with my on the basketball court with my players. The kind of impact my coaches in this athletic program have had on me I'm truly grateful for, to have been part of this, to be part of this as an athlete and also now as a coach. Last but not least, I need to thank my parents. My mom, who drove me to practice until I got my license, who worked midnights and who had to go to work with little to no sleep because she would come to all my games even if we were in Governor, and who taught me how to be a great mom myself. My dad, who is one who taught myself and my sister all of our skills, whether it was basketball or softball. He coached us all the way up to modified. He coached our traveling teams when we were younger and was an assistant coach on our AAU teams as we got older. He taught me how to pitch even though he didn't know how to throw a windmill. He learned very quickly and then took that knowledge that he had and taught me. And now which I'm able to pass that on to the knowledge of all our softball players here in Massena. I'm proud to call you my dad. I'm thankful for everything you guys gave us and gave up for us to be able to play the sports and be successful. Thank you again for this honor, and I'll say it again, I'm very proud to be a Red Raider.
Or I'll give you a ride home.
Folks, our last but not least induction is our only team of the evening. It is the 2001 and 2002 girls basketball team, offered for induction by Barb Reed and Jordan Tripp. The 2001-2002 girls basketball team, under the direction of Coach Bob Jordan, the 2001-2000 team lost their first two games at a tournament in Phoenix. They then went on a 23 straight games, placing undefeated in their league. They completed their season by going on to win the Class B championship and the overall Section 10 championship, moving them on to the New York State playoffs, where they were finally defeated in the New York State playoffs Elite 8 game by New Hartford. The team was led by captains Libby Park and Paige Truax, coached by Bob Jordan, where he said this was a special team. To win 23 games in a row and be one game from the New York State Final Four was an exceptional accomplishment. Not only were they exceptional athletes, but outstanding students. Throughout the season, these young ladies showed so much incredible strength, growth, and character that you could be sure success was achievable well beyond the game of basketball. Welcome to the Massena Central High School Hall of Fame, the girls basketball team 2001 to 2002. Here with us tonight from that team are Charlie McLean-Kerwanzik, Maya Landis, we also have Amy Meacham-Poyer, Sarah Musa is with us tonight. Athena Rufa Curley. Lindsay Truax. Paige Truax Arcette. Kylie Wood Triolo. And Coach Bob Jordan. On behalf of the team, Mr.
Bob Jordan.
I've never been to one of these, so I don't have a speech, but it's impromptu. But I will say this, Sandy Cook will remember probably, because he used to give me all kinds of talks about this. If you remember at my banquets afterwards, I know the lights shut down at about 1 o'clock, automatically I'm going to hit just before that, so we can miss that time. I just wanted to say, for me, it was an absolute pleasure and honor to be a part of this team. And I still say to this day when I tell people about this team that truthfully a monkey could have coached them and would have had success, and that's no disrespect to monkeys. Seriously, these girls were awesome when they came to me. And I don't just mean awesome basketball players, I mean awesome people. That's the thing that I miss the most about them, and when we came in tonight, many of them I haven't seen since then. They don't look any different to me. I feel like I haven't lost any time with them. I feel like we're going to have practice tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We'll talk. But just exceptional young ladies, exceptional young ladies. I realized something while I was sitting here, reacquainting myself with them, that I didn't ask any of them what they do. I really don't care. I know they're all successful. I know they are, because they were going to be successful no matter what. That's who they are, every single one of them. And the only sadness I have is the ones that weren't able to make it tonight. There's a few. But as a team, this was the quintessential team. This, to me, I don't mean any disrespect really to any teams here, but this was the best team that I ever have seen in Massena or anywhere else. I think that this team could have beat anybody, and I really believe that. I will say this, and I'll be brief, but the season did start off in the excerpt that they read there, that we started off 0-2. That was the best thing that ever happened to this team. We went out and we dropped a tournament that was not as useful that we'd used in the past, that got wins but didn't always get results. And we went into a tournament against 2 A-level schools, and if the class system, if you're familiar with it now, is different. We were a B school, but it was the equivalent to today's A school. They didn't have a double A back then. And we went against 2 teams in Phoenix, Nottingham and Oswego. And we were just talking before the girls, and I was asking them, what was that team against? The team from the inner city team from Syracuse, or Nottingham, that's right. And I remember we were talking when we were doing the pregame. One of the girls looked like Kobe Bryant. She was 6'1", and she was a point guard. And we walked in, and she was stroking from 3-point land, talking to coach, like, oh boy. And the best thing that happened is nobody got caught up in that. They went out and they played, and then they saw what kind of team they were, and we saw that it took a team, because Nottingham were a great bunch of athletes that didn't know how to play with each other. They started arguing by the second quarter, and they self-destructed. We lost to them. We lost by 4 points, and if you'd asked anybody in the stands, they thought we'd lose by 40. The next night we came out against the next A team, which was Oswego, and played them in A school, and lost to them by 4 points. And it was a great realization to the girls that they were better than they thought they were, and that they could go in and they could do a lot more than they thought they were going to be able to. And we came back to the NAC, and as they read, we won 23 games in a row. It wasn't the 23 games in a row that was so awesome. It was how they did it. These girls never wavered. They never fought. They never had, at least I didn't see it. There were times, and as a coach, you know, there's times, it's always, and I tell everybody this, at least, and I have the most respect. I don't like to say women athletes or girl athletes. I like to say athletes, because I don't think, to me, I don't like to make a difference. Because I would have put these guys against the boys team, I'm telling you the truth, I really would have. I think they would have, if we would have offered and got away with it, they would have done it. But every January, there was always that lag when the season started to get long and stuff started to happen. It was all up here. People were getting a little bit quirky and the season was getting long. These girls always overcame that. They never fought through. They fought through those issues, and they got into the playoffs. We got into the playoffs, and we went through Malone, who we've had a history with in Massena, and we went through Hammond, that we've had a history with in Massena, and then went to beyond Section 10 to the state playoffs, and we played Northeast Clinton at Potsdam State. and beat Northeast Clinton. So we were on to the next round. And that year we didn't have the bye, we had to play Massena. And to this date, I would expect they all agree, it was one of those Rocky-like events that you watch on TV. It was the most intense situation. I think Coach Tripley would agree. He had me by the belt loop most of the game. Literally. His fingers were right here most of the game. It was intense, it was awesome. The girls played their hearts out. Libby Park left in the second quarter and had to go be sick in the bathroom. Not because of nerves, but because she was playing so hard. And she came back. It was just intense. We were playing against a Division I athlete that was going to Division I school, and it was a war in there. It was awesome to watch, and it would have had theme music behind it. It would have been a movie. It was incredible. And it ended in with what, 6 seconds left. We took a timeout. We had a foul to give. Coach Trippany gave me that. I was up in orbit at the time. He reminded me that we had a foul to give, and they were down, I believe, by 1. And from the foul line that we got on the other end, they got the ball at half court, and they went to their Division I player. We defended them well. She took a baseline jumper out further than she wanted to and missed the shot, and we won. And there was a lot of long faces from Massena because that wasn't expected. The girls will all remember in the paper that we were the cowpokes that weren't supposed to even stand up to anybody for the whole tournament. The very last game we went into, I don't want to talk about it. I still have, and I'm speaking for them too, I'm sure we still have a lot of ill feelings. We're sportsmen like though, but the scars are still there. We weren't supposed to. It was New Hartford. We went into the Elite Eight at Liverpool, and it was an incredible game. Again, there was a Division I center there. Her father played for Duke. Heard all about her. Went in and we shut her down and changed the game. They threw up a lot of three-point shots and made them. Some significant things were working against us in that game. Paige, who was just a phenomenal player on the team, averaged, I believe, was I think 14 or 16 points a game. And she was, I don't know, were you throwing up? Yeah. She was, not from anything else, but she had the flu. And I almost believe, I didn't test, but I think Kylie did too. Weren't you sick during that one too? I think you both were. We had all kinds of stuff working against us. It was a perfect storm. And we still came down to what I believe was one call with, I'm not going to talk about it, but one call with about 2 minutes left in the game, we were still up. And we lost, and that one call, the official not only called the call, but said that our player had 5 fouls to her at that point. She should have known. But, and she fouled out, and at that point the scales tipped, and I believe we lost by 3, if I'm not mistaken. But it was an exceptional team, an exceptional ride. They deserve. I wanted to be able to speak. I'm glad I was able to because this is the one moment that they deserve. They did such an awesome job, and I'm glad George is sitting up here because he had every bit impact, if not more, than I did on this team. The trip that they took from when they were probably this big up through, they were unbelievable. The things that we put them through were pretty intense. For athletes, it's for girls team, if you want to call it that. We were doing signals like twist, thumbs up, thumbs down, diamond. We had 3 different zone presses, 3 different man presses, things that a lot of teams have no idea how to do. And everything we threw at these girls, they did it, and they did it again and again and again with signals, and it was amazing. So my hat's off to them. They're wonderful people, and I thank you again on behalf of the team.
Again, I want to thank the Hall of Fame Committee and everyone who was involved with these weekend's events. This team was by far my most favorite team to be a part of. We had an amazing season, and we also had a really good time with a lot of great memories on and off the court. One memory I'll always be thankful for is I was able to play with my younger sister when she was a freshman and I was a senior, so I won't get over it. That'll never happen again for us, so that was nice to be able to do it. One memory I do have is when we elevated and Mrs. Jordan, Shannon I call her, which is really odd for me, by the way. We invaded their house, basically. Mr. Jordan made with his snowmobiles a cross-country ski trail for all of us, and Mrs. Jordan, who was kind enough to cook us all spaghetti dinner when she had 2 little ones of her own still at the house, taking care of them, and let, I think there was like 16, 17 of us there, with everyone, and she cooked for all of us. So thank you for that, and we had a great time. I'm pretty sure after the pathway at the end, we ended with a little bonfire down at the bottom, which ensued obviously into a snowball fight. I remember listening to the song, and the girls will attest to this, "Don't Stop Dancing" by Creed, at the beginning of every single game. And then we also had some sort of motivational speech that Mr. Jordan would give us. He was always very intense coach, but it was a good type of intensity. He was always very excited, which makes all of us energetic. He was very, very, very good motivational speaker. I'll give him that. Very, very good. On another note, I'm pretty sure that our team, if you've ever played basketball, the 11-man drill, we must have had the most intense 11-man drills physically, and they were extremely intense. Even more than even when I played in college. I've never ever had that intense of a 11-man drill. I'm pretty sure bodies were flying all over the floor, and it was almost a requirement. This game was remarkable for a number of reasons. One being that even though we were a really young team, I was the only senior on the team. We got on the court. No matter who was put on the court, I don't care if they were freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, everyone acted like they were a senior. They've been playing for years. We just gelled really well together. We may not have always gotten along, but let's face it, we're a team full of 13 girls with different personalities, and you put 13 girls for that long of a season, we were together a lot. But no matter, anytime we did argue or have tiffs, I should say, when we stepped out on the court, it didn't matter. It made no difference whatsoever. We played to win, and it didn't matter who was out on that court and who was with each other. Mr. Durham was a really big factor in our success, even though he likes to claim he wasn't. One was, I'm pretty sure we had about 20 plays, 5 or 6 different full court presses, not to mention the different half-court defenses that we had, and that was just a small amount of what we had. This means though that we were very well prepared, so no matter what team, whatever they threw at us, no matter what kind of defense, no matter what kind of offense, he knew exactly what to go to, and we knew what to do to defeat them. And like I said, it was extremely energetic, very upbeat, even when we were losing by a lot, which happened in Massena game, which I'll talk about in a little bit. He always had confidence in us, no matter the situation. My favorite memory of that year, which a lot of the girls will probably agree with us, we were at Maxey Hall in Potsdam, and up pulls these buses with students getting out that had their face painted school colors of Homestead. They're all cheering and basically saying that we didn't stand a chance, that we should probably just get back on the bus. We didn't look that great the first half at all. We were down by, I think, about 20 points. In the locker room, Mr. Jordan gave us one of his famous motivating speeches, which got us really pumped up. We went out the second half like a whole new team. The tone in the gym switched at about the 4th quarter. We couldn't hear those Massena students anymore. Our own fans were cheering louder than them. And I won't mention some of the things that they were actually cheering to them. We were making a comeback. We ended up winning the game by 3 points, and it was my favorite memory, my favorite game to play. Then the news came out the next day that there was an escaped animal from the zoo. But then we realized, looking at the picture, that was just Mr. Jordan's picture when the buzzer went off and we won the game. I want to thank these ladies behind me and the ones who couldn't make it for a great season and great memories. I want to thank Mr. Jordan for believing in the team and having confidence for us when sometimes we didn't always have it for ourselves. I want to thank Mr. Tripney for helping us, as well as keeping Mr. Jordan in check during that Massena game when he almost leaped onto the court and Mr. Tripney had to grab by his belt buckle and pull back. I can't remember if it was just because we were excited that we had scored or if it was a bad call by the refs. But we had a wonderful season full of great memories that I'll never forget. Remember, ladies, we will always and forever be Red Raiders.
Folks, I'd ask you to just take a couple of seconds. We'll look at the schedule of events. I think it's on the inside of your program. It might be the back side of the first page. Obviously, we're going to conclude here in a few moments. Immediately following the ceremony, we'll have a reception down at the fire hall. You're all invited. Please come on down. I'd like to see you all there. Tomorrow's schedule, Saturday breakfast, 8:30 at the high school cafeteria. 1:30 is the kickoff of the varsity game against Tupper Lake. A big win against Malone. Was it last week, I guess? That was a good win there, so let's see if we can keep that rolling along. And then after the game, there'll be a gathering at Coach's Corner after the football game tomorrow. A reminder that we do have Hall of Fame hats, t-shirts, sweaters, sweatshirts, and I believe we have a missing cell phone over there somewhere too. So before everybody gets out of here, check and make sure you got your cell phone, because we found one on the way in. So take a look over there if you would. We're going to, I usually say unveil the plaques, but I guess they're already installed at the Hall of Fame. So we'd invite you to all come down and take a look at the Hall of Fame, since these plaques are already up and all of our prior inductees are represented there. Again, that is the reconstructed Hall of Fame. There's some folks from Massena Central that helped us out with that. It obviously took us a little bit of time, but we're back up where we're supposed to be, so that's a good thing. And bear with me, I'd like to take a minute just for a couple of personal notes. First, I'd like to thank the present committee and the members of all of the following committees that have allowed me the opportunity to host this event for the last number of years. I've enjoyed being part of this tradition, and I hope it continues for many, many years. So thank you for that. On another personal note, to my blushing bride of 27 years who's listening at home, happy anniversary, dear. I'll be home momentarily. So again, at the fire hall, immediately at the close of our ceremony, please go down and take a look at the reconstructed Hall of Fame. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your class of 2013 Hall of Fame inductees.
Thank you.